Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for the semi-weird point of view, I guess. I'm not 100% certain whether I like this at the moment. See, one of the problems of me not being able to actually film much is that I actually haven't quite figured out yet what the best point of view is in my new car. I had a pretty standard setup in my old ZE50 on where I would put my cameras and the point of view that I wanted to create and that kind of stuff. In this car, because of the different interior, I haven't quite figured it out yet. So right now my camera is standing by itself on a tripod on my dashboard, out of my field of view, just before someone starts complaining about that. It's standing loose by itself, and well, it's not too bad actually. I don't think so. Anyway, hello, welcome to another episode. Yes, I am on my way to Dublin by myself, as you can tell by the fact that my car is void of passengers. This is the first time I'm actually getting out by myself on a semi-long road trip that is actually worth filming. The reason why I actually wanted to film this is in the last few years you've seen me drive my ZE50 to Dublin and up and down and all over the country, and I was fairly dependent on charge stops because the car would only do probably about 120 kilometers between charges. If you were doing motorway, it was more like 75-80. So I was very dependent on charge stops. Right now I am on my way to Dublin to pick up a package in my new ZE50, and I will be able to make that trip with just 2 stops, one on the way up and one on the way back. Now, it's actually not entirely true. I could make it with 1 stop. The problem is that I have to wait for the car. And I don't want to wait for the car. I want to stop when I need to stop. And unfortunately, when I'm going on a 2.5-3 hour long trip, I kind of do need to stop. So my plan is to do 1 stop on the way up, 1 stop on the way down. And also, since the last time I've actually shown you guys a trip up to Dublin, there have been some infrastructure updates. Yes, it is 2021. Ireland finally is getting some infrastructure updates. The updates are, along the route that I'm driving, the charger at Junction 3 Ballacalla, which was one of my favourite stops on the way up before I got this car, now has a 150 kilowatt charger, which is a standard sort of new model that they're installing, ESB are installing along the Irish motorways, as well as a 50 kilowatt charger, but it actually doesn't have 43 kilowatt AC, so it is a 2 standard. I'm going to call it 2 standard. There is a type 2 there, technically it's a 3 standard, but I'm going to call it a 2 standard fast charger. It has a plug for 22 kilowatt AC. So I, in theory, have 3 plugs that I can use in that particular charger. That setup is identical to the setup you might have seen in a previous episode in Portlaoise, the Portlaoise Plaza, which is the second upgrade that has happened along the M7, M8. The third one, and the most significant one though, is Junction 14 on the M7, known as Mayfield. That that particular thing has, off the top of my head, there are 3 high power chargers there, and I'm gonna say there's one 350 kilowatt, there's 2 270 kilowatts, as well as the same kind of dual standard 50 kilowatt charger. So there's 4 chargers there. 4. It is the largest ESB Ecar hub in the country at the moment. Yes, there are other charging sites with more than 4 chargers, but I can't use them. There are the Tesla chargers. That's what they are, and I can't use them because I don't drive a Tesla. So my plan is to stop at Junction 14, and that's purely so that I can show you guys the actual site, but also because it's the most convenient on the way up. It's about a 2-hour drive from here, and that's about maximum bladder range for me. I could probably stretch it to 2.5 hours, but then the problem is that I'll be at my destination. And when I'm in my destination, and my destination is in the centre of Dublin, there's actually no destination charger there, and I'm also not staying long enough for me to actually want to do a charge in Dublin city centre. So my options are to either find a 50 kilowatt charger inside Dublin and wait. Now, all the chargers in the area don't really have a place where you could actually just have a break or, a meal or anything like that. So I'm going to stop at Junction 14. I'm going to charge there. I'm going to have a break there. I'm going to charge enough to get to my destination back to Junction 14, and I'm going to repeat the process for the way back. That's the plan, at least. We'll see how it pans out, but that's the plan. Now, thanks to the 4 chargers, there should be a plug available for me. However, it is a bank holiday Monday, and I do expect chargers to be busy because people will be, en route to places and will be generally busy. But that's the plan anyway. So I'm going to see you guys at Junction 14, because I haven't figured out any of these lovely camera positions that I always had in my old car. There will now not be a time lapse of road things until we actually get to our destination. So cut to me at Junction 14. Now, hello, we are plugged in. It is very busy here. As I said before, it is a bank holiday Monday, so it is genuinely busy on the road and busy everywhere. Thankfully, when I got here, there's only a Kia e-Niro charging next to me. I had a look at the chargers online as I was driving, and it has been pretty busy. Anyway, as you saw, I started here around 32%, so I'm nowhere short. I'm only going to be doing a stop of about 20 minutes like I always did, and that should be enough to get to my destination in Dublin and back here. And then this evening we'll do a longer stop to charge up enough to actually get all the way home. I might even have to do 2 sessions because there's an overstay fee. Once you go beyond the 45 minutes, I might need to get beyond the 45 minutes, because even though this car is new, it only charges at 50 kilowatt, as other people have constantly been pointing out to me. It's not the fastest charging car in the world. It doesn't need to be for my needs. I am quite happy with a car that charges at 50 kilowatt. I'm going to go inside, go to the bathroom, and then I might show you guys what this site actually looks from outside of the car. I'm a little aware of the fact that there's a lot of people walking around, and I don't want to put someone on YouTube who doesn't really want to be on there. Alright, so this is what the setup looks like from the back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 chargers. This one is, if you can tell, this is a CCS plug on the e-Niro. There's a CHAdeMO there. The rest of them are all CCS, and that's quite obvious because CCS is the dominant charging standard. I'm a little bit sad to see 43 kilowatt go, being a former Renault Zoe owner with 43 kilowatt, although I can see the business idea behind it, because there's only ever been, I think, about 200 sold here in Ireland, so from a business perspective it doesn't really make much sense, but still, I'm a little bit sad to see it go. In the meantime, I am charging. I think I probably have enough to go where I need to go. Where I need to go is so I have about 140 kilometers to cover, and my car is estimating, I'll just try and get you down here. My car is estimating roughly 160 2 kilometers estimate range. It should be plenty. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes. I'm going to disconnect at probably about 60%, and I'm going to get on my way because I do need to get to my destination. I've got a package to pick up. More on that later. I've got a package to pick up, and I told the person who's selling it that I'll be picking it up before 4 o'clock, and I will be cutting it probably close. Right, so we are in Dublin, and this is what I came here to get. This is a used travel cot. The reason why I got it is because it is actually very easy to store. It's only about 15 centimeters thick, as you can see, very light, and it's nice. It's a nice size. I'm hoping that once I take the this particular underfloor storage bit away, which I currently have, in use, it should actually slot in pretty snugly. In the meantime, I have 42% left, 130 kilometers of range showing, and to go back to Junction 14 is about 66 kilometers. So that should be absolutely no problem. Traffic has been interesting, busy but interesting. Weather is starting to change, so let's get back to Junction 14. I'm starting to get hungry, so it'll be great to actually go there, have a charge, and recharge myself. See you guys there. So here we are, back at Junction 14. Now, I'm plugged into the furthest away high power charger because there is actually a Zoe using the CCS I was using earlier today, which is fine. That's what they're here for. Let me just flip the screen, I'll show you. So there is the other Zoe, and we have 2 chargers that are not working. And if you might notice the crossed cable, I could not get the plug on the left working. It just refused to even start, so I just plugged in the other one, which thankfully did reach, and it did start charging. Now, I will need 177 kilometers until home. I currently have 58 showing. I'm gonna stay here for the full 45-minute session that I'm allowed without the overstay fee, and we'll see where we're at the end of that. Now, I'm gonna go and try to find some food, and we'll see where we're at once that's finished. It's still very, very busy. The weather has improved a little, so the sun's out, as you might have seen. And yeah, so far everything is relatively smooth. Now, we're at 62%. Yes, it is a massive ice cream. We're at 62%. I'm showing 180 kilometers worth of range, which technically should be enough, but I only have a 3 kilometer buffer, so not really. However, I only have about 6 minutes left before the overstay fee is applied, and yeah, I might just have to charge up in Cashel before I get home. About 11 minutes left. Should be enough to get me home, but I'd like to have a nice decent buffer, and it'll probably take me 10 minutes to actually finish my ice cream. Sorry for, talking and eating at the same time. This thing is melting fast. Okay, 213 kilometers showing. I have another, another minute and a half before my overstay fee is being applied. I should be able to make this. I'll just have to take it handy. Oh yeah, and I finished my ice cream. Now I am about 50 kilometers away from my junction, and I have 100 kilometers or so showing on my range, and about 89 until I get home. There we go. Should be doable, but I'm going to keep an eye out. As you can tell, I had the cruise control set to about 112. I haven't gone full blast, and the reason I haven't gone full blast is primarily because geography is not really in my favor. In geography, like, I'm going uphill rather than downhill, so I expect my consumption to be a little bit higher than what it was on the way up. So I'm just not taking any chances, really. In saying that, I should be absolutely fine. I've got 39% of the battery left, and the last, I'm going to say 35 kilometers or so is pretty much slow country roads. So yeah, I should be absolutely fine. Now we are back home. Yeah, 6% left, 23 kilometers estimate range left. The consumption went up a little, which I expected because it had gone down due to my stint in Dublin and the slower roads, the geography and all that. But my average speed is 90 kilometers an hour. That's not exactly slow. So 477 kilometers done without difficulty. Turn this on so you might actually be able to see me. So I'm just going to turn the light on. It makes me look like I'm in a crime movie, but okay. So that was it. It is now 19:25, and as I said, I'm back home. It's pitch black. I hate this time of year. Anyway, so that was no problem at all. That was 2 charging stops. One was 44 minutes and a bit. The other one was 20 minutes and a bit. So that's a little over an hour. That would have been a lot longer in my older car. Now, granted, it would be nice to have a car that charges faster, but do I need it? No, I don't. This was the first time that I actually needed to charge on a journey in a long time. I normally am able to do all of my journeys from my home charger, which I'm going to be plugging into in a minute, and I'll put up the totals as to how much it actually cost me towards the end. But I can guarantee you that it was actually a very cheap, very comfortable, very fast drive, with very little hassle, and I'm very happy with that. So if you're still watching, thanks very much, and we'll hopefully see you guys soon. Thanks.